The Imperial invasion of Foundry 4 begins with an epic battle in the stars. Our heroes and their allies hold the enemy fleet back as long as they can, but are soon forced to retreat to the surface. The conflict continues across the wasteland of Zorn, Imperial forces slowly pushing the defenders closer and closer to Foundry 4. Our heroes commandeer an enemy vehicle and strike from the back lines, but will they be able to hold off the enemy long enough for the Rebel Armada to arrive? Find out in this episode of Friends Like These. So, as we come back in, you guys have a floating fortress. You are back with your allies, stationed behind ridges and rocks and the ruins of ancient ships and hulls and things like that, as the Imperials are slowly advancing. You guys definitely did a number on them recently with your floating fortress, kind of going behind enemy lines, but they are still advancing. Once again, you guys just trying to hold them back long enough for the rebels to arrive. So, as we move into Phase 5, what would you guys like to focus on in holding back the assault? Each of you can focus on one thing. You can just try to fire back with your weapons. You could try to use mechanics in some way, or hack into computers, or give medical support, anything you want.
I'll try to do some hacking if I can.
Okay, and what are you trying to accomplish?
Strategical barricade command.
Okay.
I want to try to see if I can possibly hack into some enemy ships or vehicles and disable them in some way or hinder them in some way possible.
Okay, yeah, I would say like you couldn't straight disable ships and stuff without ionic blast or getting inside the ships. I would say, but you could try to use your computers to remotely jam their comms and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that.
Awesome. Go ahead and make a hard computers check for me.
Okay.
Oh, my chair's so squeaky. What about the rest of you? Doc, you wanna?
I'd probably be honestly the most effective if I was doing medical stuff,
Field medic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 3 successes, 1 advantage.
Yo.
Alright, so you kind of station back towards the entrance to Foundry 4, kind of flip out your cool little data pad thing, and begin hacking away, trying to get into their comms, trying to disrupt them. And you were able to successfully jam their comms, which will definitely help cause some chaos among their ranks.
Okay.
Doc, go ahead and make a hard medicine check for me.
All right. It's taking forever to load.
It's fine. Okay, while it's loading, Skipper and Aro.
I would say try and shoot back, but I don't know how good my aim is. Wait, hold on.
I got 4 success, 1 triumph, 1 threat.
4 success.
Oh wait,
Okay.
sorry. I rolled 1 purple on accident. I was like, why is that roll so good? 3
Yeah,
success,
3.
2 advantage.
Okay, that's different. Yeah, so you're able to provide medical assistance on the field, keeping your army alive. Skipper, you want to fire back?
Yeah, I'm gonna fire back.
Okay, in that case, you go ahead and make an attack with your weapon, a hard difficulty.
Hard is 1 purple? No, wait.
3.
3.
Yeah. And what about you, Ara?
I want to do as much damage as I can by can I observe the battleground and see what would be the most useful in terms of destroying? What's the thing that would be the biggest threat to us that I could possibly
Sure.
attack?
Go ahead and make an average perception check. So that's 2 purples.
Oh. I got 1 success and 1 threat.
Where's perception
Okay.
cunning?
Go ahead and take a strain. I'll
Okay.
say from the threat. But you are able to spend your time alongside the others that you have recruited, like the Mandalorians and the slaves that you guys were able to free, and also the defenders of Foundry 4 itself. Moving between cover, firing back, trying to hold them back as long as you can.
Shiloh, you said how many purple? Sorry.
2.
Okay, I almost put 4. I don't know why. 2 successes.
Okay, so you spot that they do have probably 2 biggest threats that your enemy is using. One, the walkers are just like walls. Like, you guys cannot stop them. They're just slowly moving forward, just destroying everything in their path. And you guys have yet to find a way to kind of take them down. A few have been taken down with like explosives and things like that, but it takes a lot of work.
How are they lined
Other-
up?
They're kind of sporadic. They're not super like regimented. The walkers are. And then the other big threat would probably be speeder bikes, kind of coming behind your guys' lines and like kind of doing hit and runs, kind of harrying your back defenses.
I don't remember from our last session. How was my ship doing?
Your ship is fine.
Actually, I'm the one in charge of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm asking you. All right. Let's...
I think your ship was damaged. It was hit in the air, but it wasn't like destroyed.
Whoa.
And you guys brought it back down though into the foundry, to my knowledge. Or is that incorrect? Did you guys just bring it down to the surface? Or all the way back down into like the foundry parking lot?
I think it was just to the
It's whole
surface.
Trombone still fine.
Yeah, we'll just say for the sake of this, it's like parked right on the edge of the opening, the 2 opening tunnels into Foundry 4. So you could go up to, you could get into it if you needed to.
I'm thinking. I really want to try. Is there like a chain with something that I could like heavy that I could attach to my ship and have like a chain, like a heavy ball or some sort of thing on the bottom of it as I fly through the air?
I mean, yeah, you could try to fashion something. There's all kinds of like bits and remnants from, the ruins of the ships and stuff that are kind of half buried in the wasteland here. So you could probably find something pretty heavy and fasten it to your ship. Yeah.
Okay, I want to start working on that.
Oh.
Okay. So I'll say that is your focus for this phase.
Yes.
Is fastening that to your ship. So basically, you want a ship, and you want a tether
Yes.
attached to your ship, and on the other end, like a big, heavy object.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, so because the other 3 of you guys each succeeded your checks, we had 3 blue to this mass combat check. Brendan, why don't you roll this one? So.
What the
just to
roll
be-
is?
Yeah, it is 4 green because of you have Mandalorians, upgraded twice because of the leadership. So 2 yellow, 2 green. And then the enemy size is bigger than yours, so it's 5 purple upgraded twice from the leadership to 2 red and 3 purple. So that's what the total is there.
Okay.
And then you guys have 1 blue from your kind of defensive positions.
Is that it?
Yeah, and then 1 black. No, and then 1 black from the from the walkers, and then 1 black from the speeder bikes, and then an additional 3 blue from your guys' successful checks.
Nice, nice. 1 success, 5 advantage. Wow.
Nice.
All the bad stuff rolled up blanks or threats.
Oh, and the rest
yeah.
of us should probably roll destiny points.
Oh right. Yeah, guys. It's like duty and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll duty. Okay.
1 dark side.
100. I rolled an 100, so that doesn't land in any of your duty. Okay, where is destiny points? Alright, so the destiny points are
Hey,
4
let's
light.
go.
4 light and 2 dark. Okay. I don't like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you guys are able to dig in and successfully stall the Imperial march. You guys are able to take out some of the speeder bikes that are kind of carrying you guys from the side. Doc, you use your field medical expertise to really keep the morale high. All the injured soldiers are just being brought to you and some other medics, and you're just like fast work, doing your droid thing. The chaos in the comms disruption from, I'm about to call you V, from Vero is really helping, and you guys are able to kind of like segment the different garrisons and squadrons off and like deal with them one-on-one. And while the walkers are still very difficult to take down, you guys are able to stall them a bit by kind of your confusing tactics. They take quite a lot of losses in this kind of next segment here. But most importantly, you guys almost entirely halt their advance, making the landing process of them, because they're still kind of dropping troops and things from their fleet, very difficult. They're barely making any ground. Which means that it takes 40 minutes.
Alright guys, this session's gonna be about like 30 minutes, so thank you all
An
for
hour and 20 to go.
Participating in this amazing adventure. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so you guys halt them pretty well for a good 40 minutes before they begin to really make a stand. The new troops, they fix the jammed comms. They're able to kind of re-figure out their strategy and make another push. And you guys back up to the entrance of the opening to Foundry 4, seeing how much longer you guys can hold your ground.
Okay.
Alright, so
What's my tether situation?
you were able to tether kind of this, like, a bit of like a skeletal hull of some kind of like carrier ship to your ship in those 40 minutes. And with some help of your droid friend, that mechanic droid. I forgot what his name was.
Wally.
The TV dude.
Yeah, TV.
TV,
my
is
beloved.
able to help you with the mechanics and assemble that to your ship. All right, as we move into this phase, what is your plan? You guys are backs to the landing shafts. What do each of you want to focus on, or do all of you kind of want to like team up and do something together, or what's the plan?
So my idea with this thing is I think I'm only able to do it once. Maybe twice. I'm not sure. That's going to be very risky, but I want to fly up and literally just aim that thing on the bottom of my tether and just slam it into one of the walkers. Like just fly and just zoom across and
and like
have the
bring it
thing
behind you and just like...
have the thing just go boom and just slam into one. Because I was gonna hit it with my ship, but I realized my ship would probably just blow up.
Yes, your ship would probably.
So that's the idea. That's what I want to try and do. But I know that I might get shot down.
Yes, if any of you guys want to help him with that, you could definitely.
How can we help him?
Yeah, I'll help. Can I use like hacking to help or anything like that? Maybe I can.
Give me like turbo boost. Give me some cheat hacks.
Yeah, let's look over at like the different like starship actions and stuff you could take. I'd say a big one would be co-piloting. Would help a lot. Or like boosting the shields, because you're probably gonna be getting shot at in the air. I would say those are probably the top things you could do.
Okay, let me. Where is that on page 1 or 2?
Put one.
Okay. Boost shields. Okay, yeah, I'll do the boost shields because that's mechanics.
All right, go ahead and make a hard mechanics check.
All right.
All right.
One success, one advantage.
Nice.
Nice.
So with a success, you add a defense to the ship. Awesome. Okay. Anyone else want to help them with this? Or you guys want to do your own things?
I don't know what I could possibly do.
Yeah, I don't
To
have
help.
good enough piloting or mechanics skills to really contribute to this.
I have good athletics. I can try to do what do you call it? Fixing it, you know.
Oh, manual
Manual
repairs.
repairs, yeah.
If that's what you want to focus on, yeah. But that means that you wouldn't be able to act as a field medic for this phase.
I think the ship needs it.
All right, so you get on board as well. And I guess with that, I'll simulate the attacks.
Is it, what is it? Is it average? An average brawn check?
Oh, well, you haven't taken damage yet.
Oh, I thought
And then
that
you guys
took
have
damage.
boosted defense.
Would you also say that I reloaded my missiles? Am I allowed that?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Perfect.
your first kind of attack, your first swoop in, the walkers are not able to land any attacks on you, thanks to your boosted defense. And go ahead and make a hard piloting check for me to aim this correctly so that you hit them in a weak spot with the hull dangling from your ship, and also that, like, you don't, like, hit them and then the tether, like, pulls you down.
That's true, Shucks.
And, like, also, like, makes you blow up. So you really gotta aim this right with your flying.
Okay. Wait, was that hard? Is that like what?
3 purple.
Okay. Two successes, 1 threat.
Okay, I will spend the threat to give you a black on your next check. So your first run, you swoop through, Vero boosting your shields as they fire at you. The lasers just getting absorbed by the ship's shields. And you aim it perfectly as you zoom towards one of the walkers. You pull up, and the tether kind of whiplashes as you pull up, bringing the skeletal hull that you have dangling. And it, like, as you swing up, it, like, uppercuts the bottom of the head of the AT-AT walker with the hull, and, like, half of this, like, skeletal hull that you have, like, shatters and breaks across the impact, but it just, like blows off a huge chunk off the bottom of the, you know, headpiece of this AT-AT walker. And without its, like, command system, it begins to slowly plummet sideways into the rocks. But you still have a bit of a hull left if you want to go for another round.
Yeah, beat that, Luke Skywalker.
Alright, so you kind of begin circling back around to hit another one, and I'll get another attack on you with your boosted shields, though, still. Okay, that is a hit. That's 6 damage reduced by your armor. And Doc, if you'd like to attempt the manual repairs now, to heal some of that damage, you can go
What's the
ahead and do that
difficulty?
now. The difficulty is
I think it's
hard. Hard
Oh, it's hard.
athletics. Yeah.
3 success, 1 threat.
Alright. So that heals 2 points of hull trauma, so you heal essentially 2 wounds on the ship. And the ship does take 1 system strain, though, from the threat.
I'm gonna take it.
Oh yeah, because you can. You're right.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so as you come around, zooming towards the next AT-AT, the guns are firing at you and break through some of the shield, hitting side of your ship, kind of sending it smoking, and you hear Doc clanging around in the corridors of the ship behind you to go fix it. As you zoom in towards the next hit, go ahead and roll another hard piloting check, but out of black from your threat before.
Yeah, shucks, my ducks. Let's see.
Shucks,
what?
ducks.
What? 5 successes. What the heck?
Okay,
What?
Dang.
so
Wait,
you
3 purple,
zoom
1 black,
over.
right?
Sorry? Yeah.
3 purple, 1. Okay, what?
Yeah. And the skeletal, like, the bowling ball, not the bowling ball, the wrecking ball that essentially you have swing underneath you, just slams into the side of the AT-AT, just like punching a hole straight through. And you expertly, as the tether pulls taut, you flick a switch, pull a lever, and the tether just detaches before the momentum, like, pulls you, just spiking you into the ground. And you detach the tether, so you're free as you zoom away, and the Ada just. Oh no! I just knocked all my dice off. I was trying to act it out. The Ada begins to just plummet to the side. A huge hole in its side with like that kind of like skeletal wrecking ball just embedded. Awesome. So I'll say with those 2 strikes, that does enough to downgrade the difficulty of the mass combat check once. Awesome. Skipper, what are you doing?
I'm still on the ground, yeah, so I'm gonna just keep shooting back as much as I can for now.
All right. That would be average
just
because
pulls out a
we're much
lightsaber.
closer now, so it's easier to hit them.
So 2.
So
Secret
2.
the
Yeah.
Jedi.
2 successes, 1 advantage.
Awesome. So you're able to hold them back alongside your allies, adding a blue to the mass combat. Noah, why don't you roll this one?
Okay.
So 2 yellow and 2 green to represent your force. But now it's only 1 red and 4 purple because you guys downgrade the difficulty.
Got it.
And then, yeah, you guys are retreating, kind of giving your backs to the enemy, kind of retreating back to the base of this, the entrance here. So that adds a black. But that's it, a black and then a blue from your from Skipper's successful check.
Okay. 1 advantage.
Unfortunately, as even after taking out the 2 AT-ATs,
Dang.
the Imperial troops just begin to overwhelm the retreating defenders, just kind of driving all of you into kind of a hasty descent. You guys take massive losses, and I would say, it says here that like it breaks your guys' morale, and so we'll add some blacks to the next combat check. But you guys taking out 2 AT-ATs, I think, is a big boost to morale, so I think we're gonna go ahead and cancel that one out.
Yeah!
That's right.
So you guys begin retreating to the landing shafts. Skipper, you following the other soldiers kind of down like cords and things like that. While Aro, you take you and your other 2 friends down to the landing shafts in the ship. And the Empire just begins to just control the outside of the wasteland, kind of near each of the 2 landing shafts. Beginning to set up their ships, beginning to set up their rappel lines, and kind of gathering before they begin their assault down into Foundry 4, which is where we're moving now. Finally, we get to move to your
Yo, these
fortifications,
barricades,
Doc.
though.
let's
These
go!
fortifications.
So as they're kind of gathering up above, all of you kind of hastily making your way down. You see the rest of the forces kind of gathering down there behind all the fortifications and cover that Doc had ordered set up. And you guys all push away from the landing chutes and on the other side of the bridges. Because each of the landing chutes kind of has a small bridge to then like this main platform. And so you guys kind of pour onto the main platform and turn to start firing at them once they enter either of the 2 landing chutes. And as you guys are all kind of gathering there, hearing the walkers and the ships and things of the Imperials up above, Kashyyyk Kal, who kind of the leader of Foundry 4, the like mayor, I guess, you hear his voice over the loudspeakers. Attention, everyone. Imperial troops are massing near the landing shafts. This is it. We have to hold them back. We hold the landing shafts for all children waiting to come home, and we hold for those who died on Gal. We hold for our fallen comrades, and we hold for those fighting beside us today. We hold, and we don't give them a nanometer without making them pay in blood. We hold, and we show the Empire that we are mighty. And all the kind of Foundry 4 people begin kind of like cheering and whooping and kind of gathering around the cover. The Mandalorians as well, kind of gathering to each other, kind of shouting to each other commands in Mandoa. And I realize that even though you guys did fail the last combat check, it does take some time. It takes me check here.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So how much time is left?
1 hour to go.
1 hour to go. All right. So we're moving into the first phase here in Foundry 4. As you guys are kind of prepared, kind of gathered here at these bottlenecks and these 2 landing shafts. As they begin to come down. And you guys get a big bonus. Well, we don't roll a mass combat check, excuse me. But when we do roll a mass combat check, you guys get a big bonus because of your fortifications.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so they begin rappelling down squadrons of stormtroopers and things like that, and you guys open fire against them. And it's a little bit difficult because they're coming in both landing chutes, so your remaining forces kind of have to split their attention between the 2 landing chutes. But thankfully you guys do have the cover to help you guys a lot. Definitely give you a defensible position. Alright, so you guys are in the thick of the fighting, ducking behind cover, attacking back, trying to hold them as long as you can. Do each of you want to fire back, or do something specific?
Just fire back. I don't.
Yep, fire back.
Alright, all of you make
I'm
a
gonna blow up
hard...
the nuke all. No. Yeah. I'll
You're like,
fire
well,
back.
yes, we will all die, but they will die too.
So I count that as a win.
I really can't
I
do
see
it.
this as
All right,
absolutely
all of you make a attack against a hard difficulty.
Okay.
Oh, 1 success, 1 threat.
All right, take a strain.
L.
Wait, what do you mean by attack? Like, what are we rolling?
An attack with your weapon.
You're just like.
Oh.
Yeah, to represent like over the.
2 success,
Got
2
1 success.
advantage.
All I know is pain.
Sorry. 3 success, 3 advantage.
Awesome. So, you guys all succeeded, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's 4 successes, increasing the duration by 5 minutes per success, so that's already 20 extra minutes you guys are holding out.
Dang.
And then, because you got 3 advantage, Aro, you get to add an automatic advantage to the mass combat check.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so,
Go team.
Evan, why don't you roll this one? You guys' forces are dwindling heavily. Things are not good. The force is definitely overwhelming you in regards to numbers. But you guys do have those cool fortifications.
Ooh, we did.
Blow them up.
Your roll is 2 yellow and 2 green. The enemy roll is 3 red and 2 purple. But you get 3 blue from your cool fortifications.
Make sure you upgrade that, the greens for every blue, little fortification there is.
Yep, of course. That's
Okay.
exactly how
This
it works.
is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And it's not good. Guys, this was not a good roll.
Oh no.
So we got 6 advantages, 1 triumph, 3 failures, and 1 despair.
Okay, so can you say that again?
Oh, L.
Yes.
Oh my
Can you
god.
say it again?
6 advantages,
Uh-huh.
1 triumph, 3 failures, and 1 despair.
Okay, so the triumph and the despair cancel each other out. But you did get failures, more failures than successes, so you did
3.
fail. However, you got 6 advantage plus the automatic one that you were able to get. So you do have 7 advantages. So that will definitely be able to help you guys get some blue dice in the next phase. But even with this cover, they just appear in those landing shafts just in depth. Like the landing shafts, they just keep pouring in, seemingly endless amount of forces. And weirdly enough, and as morbid as it is, they begin using the initial forces that were cut down by your forces as like piles of like bodies and like cover and shields and stuff like that, and are able to eventually position themselves in a way to start blowing up your fortifications with their rockets and things and pushing you guys back. Though a lot of the fortifications still stand, and they are armed with explosives for a bit later. Whenever, Doc, you give the order.
Impossible.
Whenever you give the order. And you guys are forced back to retreat into the factory, away from the main assembly area platform. I think all the way into the control center? Is that what it says? What's going on?
Oh no.
Do we have to
so yeah,
ride
you-
the
you guys-
train first?
You guys, no, you guys are pushed back into the large factory building, kind of sealing the doors shut, hiding up in there, using the confusing contraptions and stuff in there as cover as they begin to advance. And this takes, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 20 minutes.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I thought we were gonna stop him right there at those fortifications. That is me.
No,
Game
those
over.
fortifications were so good,
Unfortunately, no. They were so good, but
I should have rolled it.
and you guys suffer heavy losses, which decreases your roll in the next mass combat checks.
Ooh.
Alright, so you guys are kind of inside the factory, hiding among the machinery as they begin assaulting the door to blow it open. Doc, do you want to explode the bridges to kind of
Oh yeah, you know
kill
I
tons
do.
of it? Alright, so you also give that
You
order.
know I do.
You also give that order and kind of seal them off, exploding many of them.
Destroy the bridges. Roger, Roger.
And the doors are eventually blown open, and the forces flood inside as you guys are trying to hold back with the remaining forces that you have. All right. What do each of you guys want to do in this phase? What do you want to focus on? You guys are kind of amid the machinery of the factory, the stormtroopers pouring in, you and your remaining allies kind of trying to find what cover you can and firing back. Is there anything you guys want to focus on?
I think it's critical right now to try to get as many guys back up into the fight as possible. So I'd like to do more medicine checks.
All right. What
Um,
about the rest of you?
in the factory that we're in, I'm
Yeah.
assuming like there's doors that can be closed. Are they like just still, are the stormtroopers walking through the doors, or are they closed?
Right. So there was like these main doors that you guys came from. There are other doors, and those were like the main like doors that you guys sealed, and they just like blew those open.
Oh,
They were eventually
okay.
able to like blow those open. Yeah.
All right.
So we're like stuck in this room, I guess. Or it's a
Factory. Yeah.
It's a big room. Technically, I'm not wrong.
Yeah. It's
Are
a
we
building.
right? Are we right here?
What?
Just a
Yes.
little-
I
And
guess the best course of action would just be for us to just evade as best as we can and just shoot back. Take out as many as we can.
Okay. So yeah, but you kind of want to try to like evade them, kind of draw their attention, like spread them out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go around
Awesome.
yell at them.
And Vera, what about you?
Hey! Hey!
I'm here.
I'm here!
Hey,
Uh,
hey, buttheads, look over here. Pick on someone your own size.
Someone your own size. Skipper's like 5'5".
is this place all lit up right now? And like inside, I assume there's lights on.
Yeah. There's lights and stuff.
Ooh. Oh.
Should I can I like hack it to like turn off all the lights?
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, dude, I see where you're going. Oh.
You 100% can. You have not spent a lot of time here in this place, so I'm gonna say it's gonna take you a bit of time to see if you can even locate them and override them. But if you
Okay.
get a successful check, yes, you will be able to do that.
All right.
And Ara, what is your mission here?
I'm gonna help out Vero as best I can. May that
Okay.
be helping him defend himself, or just anything like figuring out where that would go, where that would be, because I'm all for that.
Okay, awesome.
worry,
So you
guys.
would have to make an average mechanics check to figure out what to do, but I'll say it's easy with Ara helping you.
Okay. Easy mechanics check.
Skipper, can you go roll an average deception check as you're trying to evade and distract your opponent? And Doc, roll a hard medicine.
4
It's horrible.
successes.
I just picture Skipper going dum 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 funky town, just like going back and forth. Dum, dum. I don't know why.
I got 6 advantages.
But no successes?
No.
Oh!
Oh man.
No.
I rolled
Vero,
2 success, 2 advantage.
yeah, good. One more time?
2 success, 2 advantage.
Alright, and then what did you get, Doc?
4 successes.
Okay, so the two of you both succeeded, so you can add a blue to the mass combat check. Vero, you get so familiar with the mechanics of this system. You found your way to the control panel. I mean, you get so familiar, like, you understand in this, like, 10-15 minutes here, with Aro kind of adding covering fire and stuff for you as you're kind of investigating the panels and the inner workings on the control panel, and you're like, have access to all the machinery in here. But for some reason, you can't locate the light switch. And so you just spend your time just trying to find this dang light switch. But with all those successes, you get very familiar with the machinery in here. Unfortunately, that does not affect the mass combat check. Alright, so since you guys failed the last one, decreasing the roll, Jazzy, can you roll for us? That is 2 yellow and 1 green now. Against 3 red and 1 purple, because they're only able to fit in a small force through these doors.
Do we have any blues?
Yes, you have the 2 blue from you and Doc's successful checks.
Wow, 1 advantage out of all of that.
Alright,
What?
they just, even after exploding the explosives on the general fortifications, stalling them a bit, once they blow up in those doors, they just flood into the factory. Some are kind of getting distracted and stuff by Skipper's little tactics, and Doc, you're doing the best you can, but for every 1 that you keep alive, 2 fall.
Oh man.
And with the end in sight, just all of your allies shot down around you, torn apart, the Imperials are just pushing with ferocity and speed. And as you guys are all kind of getting pushed back, eventually, Doc, you kind of duck behind cover alongside Skipper, and nearby, Aro and Vero are trying to figure out the dang mechanics panel kind of in the back of this factory. And you see a large force of Mandalorians, about what remains of them, kind of run over and kind of cluster behind cover, the sounds of the battle kind of echoing around you. And Namboroya, once the Prince's Sword, who you freed, kind of turns to all of you. We have all fought valiantly today. And we will be remembered. Know that we tried. Do your best to get anyone you can out of here. Hold it. Hold it if you can. Only a little bit of time before the rebels arrive. Promise me you'll do your best.
How many B1s are left?
Oh, they're all dead. They're all dead.
No.
They were on the front line on like the ground level, the wasteland outside.
No.
Oof.
I promise.
Can you promise me that?
Yes.
Roger, Roger.
We can.
Thank you for giving me my freedom again. That I may perhaps buy freedom for these people. Mandalorians! And he raises his rifle. Let's give them hell. And they charge around the edge of the cover and just charge right into the Imperial troops. Just tearing into them with their attacks, meeting the Stormtroopers' ferocity with their own, surprising their forces and just being able to cut into them, hopefully to buy you guys some time. And as they fight, You guys still kind of ducking around cover, still firing when you can. Vero, you're trying to find these dang light switches, and you just can't. The Mandalorians are cut down one by one, and eventually Nambaroya himself, slain, holding them back. All right, this takes. It was a fail. It takes 20 minutes.
Well, how much time we have left? Like 30?
How much time we got left?
As the rest of the forces, led by the Kashyyyk, Cal, he goes, "This way!" And he leads the remaining of your forces as the Mandalorians hold back the enemies through a door, up these steps, and into kind of the main kind of control command center of this factory. It's like a small room, got some computers and terminals. The rest of your allies, maybe about 50 to 60 or so of you remaining, gathers here in this room, sealing the doors, flipping over tables, slamming computers down to provide cover. And you guys all kind of gather here, clustering, guns out, catching your breath. And you wait, and you hear the sounds outside of the stormtroopers clanging up the steps towards the doors, arming the explosives on the doors. And the remaining of you all kind of look at each other, getting ready for your last stand.
Yo, hold on.
Yeah.
This is gonna ruin the moment, but are we about to have a Helm's Deep? Are we about to have a Helm's Deep moment? Is that what's going on? Because I'm loving it. It's not funny. At least I hope that's what's about to happen.
Our turns off you and he goes, "One last ride."
Yeah, no, I'm serious. I was actually thinking about doing that.
Yeah, okay, well,
Be in the final control
It's gonna be, I might die. But
as you guys hear the explosives getting armed on the doors, the stormtroopers getting ready to blow the doors open and flood inside, you guys do have a couple moments to yourself.
I want to get ready to, as soon as I see the doors get blown open, to throw a concussion grenade
Okay.
into them. So that's what I'm
Alright.
preparing to do.
So you flip that into your hand, getting it ready. Vero is shaking. He is like, his whole body is just shaking. But his face is steeled. He's staring at the door, gripping the grenade, ready to make his stand alongside you guys. Aro, Captain, do you say anything to your companions?
I kind of look at all of you, and then I kind of look at the B1. I'm like, I never thought I'd die next to a B1. It's been an honor serving with you, and all of you as well.
Roger, Roger. When the doors open, like how wide is is it like a choke point, or is it like a whole like warehouse?
No, it's a choke point. It's like double doors, but I mean, it's definitely a choke point. Like, they could probably fit in like 2 or 3 at a time, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a choke point.
Can I just throw myself onto the first line, try to like knock as many of them over as possible?
So once they blow open, you want to like run out and like throw your body at them to like,
Yeah.
knock them over. All right, so you put your gun onto your back and kind of crouch down, getting ready to bolt towards the door once it explodes and just fling yourself at them. Pharaoh, you hold your grenade at the ready. Skipper and Aro, do you guys just have your guns out ready?
I have like my gun in one hand and I'm like I look over at Vero, give him like a reassuring pat on the back, nod at him.
The sounds of the footsteps begin to retreat down the steps as the countdown begins on the explosives on the opposite sides of the door. You'll look at each other one last time.
Expendable.
The doors erupt in explosion. Vero, you dive, not dive, but you spin up behind cover, getting your grenade ready, as Doc just launches forward, sprinting, and you hear the footsteps swarm up the steps of the stormtroopers Doc, you dash into the smoke. The lasers beginning to fly around you, and you leap into the air, just like full body, like horizontally, just knocking into stormtroopers, and just like taking them to the ground. Right as you take down the first kind of like wave, a grenade sails over you, and erupts on the stormtroopers behind, just sending these like blasts, just concussive blasts over them, just knocking them against the wall, sending their nerve endings, like stunning them, as the rest just begin to swarm in and the final firefight begins. We're gonna go ahead and take our break.
Oh man.
Alright, so as we move into this final phase, the stormtroopers pouring in. Definitely their first forces getting pleasant surprise of a droid in their face and a concussion grenade. What would each of you like to focus on in this final phase?
Not dying would
I'd like
be
to
so
focus on
awesome.
healing.
Surviving.
You'd like to focus on healing?
Yeah.
You're behind enemy. You're behind enemy lines. They're swarming past you because you just like
You just
clotheslined a bunch of their friends.
No, I'm gonna focus on I'm just doing whatever I can to kill them.
Alright, so you're just
ripping
brawling.
heads off. Shooting
Yeah,
them.
you're just gonna be brawling them, just punching them, kicking them, just breaking legs. All right,
Dude,
That's you.
mid fight, Doc's like fighting them and just throwing stem packs into like people he knows nearby, just like heal up, just like throwing like a ninja.
he just turns. Yeah, he turns and like Tom Brady, like throws it across the room right into
that.
Pharaoh's back.
Pharaoh's just like, well, I got.
accumulating all these stim packs.
It's like, okay, so, you know, in like in movies when if it wants to show that someone's really good at archery, they shoot an arrow and it splits someone else's arrow.
No.
So he throws it and it splits one of the stim packs.
No. Oh,
That's nasty though.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Okay, so Doc, you are gonna be focusing on brawling the heck out of these guys. What about you, Skipper?
Are they close enough for me to knife them?
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, I'm knifing them. What the heck?
All right, so you take out your dual knives and you're running in, just like ducking, keeping low to the ground, just like slicing kneecaps. All right,
Taking names and taking.
Vero. Yep.
I want to throw another concussion grenade into another group, but unless like a Skipper or Doc are in the way, I don't want to do that. Are they like? Can I throw it past them or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Also,
I'll-
it won't affect Doc, so
oh.
It'll
okay.
definitely
'Cause
affect me, but not him.
he's a droid. Yeah. All right, so you wanna focus on your explosives, keeping them kind of frozen in the doorway to just easy pickings for the your unit. What about you, Ara?
Bro, I'm all in this. I'm going in this. Like there's no going back. Like I've settled with my death already. I'm going like Mad Max all the way.
All right, so you're just charging in, no guns, just fists.
No, with my guns and fists, just
Oh.
everything.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
So you're doing
like right hook someone.
No, yeah.
you're John Wicking. You're John Wicking.
Oh, all the way.
As
All
he
right,
should.
so you're like hand to hand, like punching them, but also shooting them.
Yeah, I'm
You're like-
shooting like 7 times to make sure that guy's dead. It's just like boom, 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 boom.
Just like John Wick. Yeah. You put a little
Overkill.
silencer on your gun, and somehow now it makes it completely silent. Remember when he's fighting Common, and they're like shooting at each other like in the crowd, and nobody hears
Yeah,
them?
dude, that was so
Yeah, dude.
stupid.
I'm like, that's not how intelligence work, but I don't care because it's cool. Okay, so each of you make an average combat check then. So it would be melee for Skipper, it would be brawl for Doc, it would be ranged light for Vero, and then Aro, you can choose ranged light or brawl.
Do we have a what's it called?
A destiny
Difficulty?
point? Yes, you guys have 4 destiny
Or
points.
no, do we have a
Yes, the difficulty is average, so 2.
I got
because it's close range for the melee fighters, and then also it's within medium range for the other
Yo,
ones.
how many
yes,
destiny
Vero.
points we got?
4.
I have 5 successes.
Oh.
Oh.
I got 1 success, 1
Alright.
advantage.
4 successes.
Oh, let's go.
That means I kill 40 stormtroopers.
That's exactly what it means.
Just go
Guys,
ape.
I don't know what our rolls,
It's
what
going
our rolls are
crazy.
right now, but 4 successes, 3 advantage, and 1 triumph.
Wow.
Why couldn't we have
We
this
are
like literally
popping
like the
All
last
right,
roll?
so
like literally.
however, because you guys are all racing into the fight as well, I will also make an attack against each of you
No, you won't.
from the stormtroopers. Yes, I will. Doc, do you have any defense?
I have 1.
1. All right. So the attacks against you. Somehow it's a miss. Literally, I somehow rolled a miss. I have no idea how that happened. The dice are so in my favor. So as you're just brawling, you're too close. Like they can't like aim up a shot because you're just right in the fray. Like they can't raise their gun, you just punch out of their hands and like uppercut them, and they just don't have time. So they miss you. None are able to really land hits on you against Skipper. What is your defense?
Nothing. I don't think I have.
Okay. All right. That is a hit.
Oh, L.
That is 9 points of damage reduced by your soak.
Dog Prime makes the average B1 unit look amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Doc is a monster. Okay, Vero, do you have any defense?
No.
All right, but you do get a black for the cover because you're staying behind cover. That is a hit as well. That's 9 damage reduced by your soak.
Okay.
And then against Aro, do you have any defense?
No, I'm completely nude. I just ripped off all my clothes. No, I'm kidding.
I love. Yeah, you're just naked. You're just butt naked, running into the fray.
You're like
That-
in the heat of the battle, you rip off all your clothes and start screaming.
Alright, that is a hit. So that's 9 damage reduced by your soak and a critical hit.
What?
Do you have any other critical hits?
I do not.
Alright, in that case, it's just a straight roll. 38 is. Oh, death. No, I'm kidding.
You suck.
Instant death.
Stinger. You add a purple to your next check. Wow.
Ah.
Alright, so all 4 of you succeeded, which means you add 4 blue to the mass combat check. And you got a
yeah.
triumph, Aro, which means you upgrade the check as well.
Ooh.
Have all of you rolled a mass combat check today?
I think so,
Yes.
yeah.
Alright, who would like to do the honors? This is like the most important roll.
Brendan, you seem to have the best
I'll do
luck
it.
out of all of us.
Alright, so that's
The
3
V1.
yellow, 3
Whoa.
yellow,
3 yellow.
2 red, 2 purple.
Oh, wow. Two red, two purple.
Wait, what is it? Says there's a black. What is the black from? Oh, okay. No. That black has been canceled out from stuff you guys did earlier. So then you add the 3 blues.
3 blues.
And would you like to spend a destiny point to modify this roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Doing
we
well
can
with
either
it.
upgrade our side or downgrade his. What do you guys think?
I think maybe downgrade.
Yeah.
Downgrade his side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Here's the roll. 3
Yeah.
yellows,
Yes.
3 purples, 1
Yes.
red, 3
Uh-huh.
blues.
That's it.
Rolling in 3,
Oh my
2.
gosh.
1. Oh, 4 advantages.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
All right. Okay, so the Empire has solidified its position outside the control center and within the breach. You guys now have 2 choices. Either you must keep fighting or you surrender.
How much time has elapsed?
Uh,
Like a minute, maybe.
1 minute. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So, they burst in. Doc, you're just brawling with them as they're running up the stairs, just like cracking their like kneecaps and throwing them against the wall, and just like you're a force of your own in the doorway, and they have to push past you to get inside. The moment they get inside, they're hit by this concussive blast and then just torn apart by the lasers from the inside, but also from Aro and Vero just dashing through, just firing, just crushing people, slicing them off. And Aro and Skipper, you guys eventually meet Doc in the doorway. And the three of you just begin to push down the staircase, just killing stormtroopers, just pushing your way down, taking hits, just taking wounds, but the adrenaline's just keeping you going.
Well, no, I haven't been hit.
Except for you. Somehow, you just are not getting hit. And as they're kind of pushing down the stairs, Vero, you hop over cover, charging after them to provide them backup. And you guys just wade into the sea of stormtroopers just on the other side, still coming up. And eventually, you guys are pushed back, shot down, collapsing to the floor. And you guys lay bleeding out as they charge past you up into the control center to deal with the others. Kind of making this wide berth around the four of you kind of at the bottom of the staircase. You guys are all beaten, bloody, looking at each other, having held them back a good 20 minutes, but unfortunately,
Doc's
falling
faking it.
eventually. Your vision is beginning to blur. Doc, your systems are shutting down. The whole foundry begins to shake and rumble. The stormtroopers rushing up the stairs kind of begin to slow down and look at each other. After a few more seconds, it begins to dawn on you. And you see the horror of realization wash over the Imperial troops. The orbital bombardment of the newly arrived Rebel fleet continues on the surface above. And after only a few minutes, you begin to hear the distant sounds of blaster fire and explosions echoing from the landing shafts. Officers leading the charge begin to shout orders. Squadrons begin to split off from the stormtroopers, trying to turn around and then begin to set up fortifications on the incoming Rebel army. Their forces kind of split up, the others still kind of going to the control center. And the four of you slowly bleeding out, slipping into unconsciousness, are forgotten as the stormtroopers are scrambling their defenses as the defenders then begin pouring down the staircase, cutting down the rest of the stormtroopers, the stormtroopers having split their attention. The rebels burst through the door, firing at the stormtroopers, and you guys just pincer them right in the middle of this control center here. And you watch the fight slowly come to a close. The stormtroopers turning, firing, not able to see which side they should attack. And you all slip into darkness.
We all wake up. Gandalf.
That's the end of the campaign.
07 spoilers. Oh.
We wake in a cart. Oh, I see you're finally awake.
Oh my gosh!
No.
You step up to the block and then immediately just begin amorphously changing species, face size, nose size, and the Imperial guards are about to execute you. Are like, what's going on here? Before a dragon arrives. Okay. Vero,
Yes.
you awaken to the beeping of machines. Your eyelids kind of fluttering open. There's kind of a harsh white light above you, and you're kind of blinking. You try to reach up to rub your eyes, and intense pain fills your body, and you kind of groan, your whole body aching. A silhouette appears in your vision as your vision clears. You're looking up into the face of, into the face of Gandalf. Into the face of, what is it? Vera. Vera Boroya, the chieftain of the Mandalorian tribe of Lemeth Port. Helmet off, but still in kind of like full body armor. And she kind of stands over you, arms crossed, looking down at you. You're alive.
Yeah.
They said you probably wouldn't make it. You kind of look over to the side, hurts to kind of crane your neck, and you see the machines kind of on the side that you're kind of hooked up to. You're in some kind of like bed. You're not in a hospital. And you now begin to hear like this kind of like shuddering and kind of like humming around you. You're in some sort of ship.
Okay.
And you're on kind of like this makeshift bed hooked up to these medical machines. And she's kind of looking down at you. Can you move?
Barely.
She comes over and kind of grasps the edge of this little rolly bed, and she begins kind of pulling you away from the wall, kind of rolling you around. And you kind of come around the side of these machines, and you see this large tank filled with this blue liquid. And floating amidst the tank in his small clothes, you see the unconscious form of Ara, floating in a back to tank. Looks like he's going to make it as well.
What about my other friends?
I'm not sure about the skipper, her name was.
Yes.
She was left to the medics at Foundry 4. The droid, I'm not sure. But it is a good thing that the two of you are alive, yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
You owe me some work.
Yes, we do.
I heard about... Can you guys focus, please? Can you get out of the Roll20 chat? I heard about what happened to my father. Did you see him? Fall.
Yes. I did. He led the final charge of the Mandalorians into the stormtroopers and gave us time to fall back and prepare for the final defense before we finally fell, right before the rebels came.
I see. I mean, we've all thought him dead all these years. But after learning he lives again, it hurts to lose him.
I'm sorry.
He did what was right. And he will be remembered for it. And I will do my best to continue the tribe. Though our goals might change a bit from now on. And you hear the hissing of a boarding ramp, and the ship slowly comes to a stop and stops shuddering. We took the rest of the freed slaves that lived, and we are going to build on our clan home in Lemethport. We are going to begin to not just keep to ourselves, but go out, help those who need it, bring freedom to those who do not have it. And all the freed slaves who are joining our cause, they have you to thank for that.
We only did what we thought was right. Right? We can't just let them be kept in captivity.
Indeed. You are true heroes, I think. I thought at first I would make you guys do some chores to pay off your debt. But I think you're far too valuable for chores. You're willing to help us in this fight, yes? Freeing
Yes.
those who cannot free themselves?
Yes, we are.
Good. Rest. We'll send some people in to remove you and your friend soon.
Thank you.
She kind of pushes you back and you slip once again to unconsciousness, the exhaustion taking over you. Skipper, you awaken back in Foundry 4. In one of the kind of side factory buildings that has been kind of repurposed to house a ton of wounded soldiers. And you kind of pull yourself up to a seated position, your body kind of aching. You see some of the medics and things like that moving about the wounded and the unconscious, kind of talking to them and such. And you are able to kind of slide off the bed and stand. Kind of make your way out of the stuffy room, past the wounded, and out onto one of the kind of platforms that connects to the other buildings and such in Foundry 4 by bridges. You see the destruction slowly getting repaired and mechanics working on it and such. You see the families restored, the children returned to Foundry 4, helping in rebuilding. A figure steps up beside you, and you turn and you see Captain Scavi Renlo, hands behind his back, looking out. You did a good job.
Thanks, I guess. This doesn't seem like a very good job, though.
They are alive? Well, some of them. The kids are safe?
I guess that is what matters. There's hope for the future.
Indeed. Hope. It is interesting how you and your three friends turned a situation so hopeless into a victory.
Thank you, sir. Speaking of, do you know where they are?
The little blue boy and the big hairy man. They were taken back by the Mandalorians. Apparently they had some debt they had to pay off for a couple of weeks.
Right. That.
The chieftain promised to bring them back once they were finished. So you will be able to see them soon.
That's good. Thank you. You know that the B1. Have you seen him around?
The B1. Yes. And his face grows a little solemn. Follow me.
All right.
Was I
And he
scrapped?
leads you across one of the kind of bridgeways towards the large factory where you guys kind of had your last stand. And as you enter into the building, the doors once again kind of incinerated. Workers are trying to repair things. People are collecting bodies and stuff. Stormtrooper bodies just getting tossed off into the lava below. Like, they're not taking time. They're not taking time to like deal with that. Yeah. But the bodies of the fallen allies are all kind of getting taken out and gathered, put in body bags. While you were in the fight, there was like all this adrenaline and combat, and you didn't really notice. But now walking through, there was just so much destruction and death through here. And he takes you up the steps to the kind of control room where you guys kind of had your last stand. That's just in tatters. Like the computers and tables and stuff just bashed, and nobody is in this room. And you see amidst the wreckage of the terminals and tables that you guys flipped over to use as cover, you see the bits of a still recognizable B1 battle droid, but definitely remnants of it, broken, open wires kind of sparking. And beside him, you see another droid, arms working, slowly moving pieces together, repairing them. Kind of one arm is like a little welding flame. One is like a little buzzsaw, and you see TV there, slowly but surely putting Doc back together.
That character arc, though.
And
Character
TV
arc.
kind of stand there looking up, and TV kind of stops his work and looks up to you, Skipper, and a little panel opens up, and the lighter gives you a little thumbs up, and then goes back to working on Doc. He has not left your friend's side since the battle ended. I think Doc will be up in no time.
I kind of I was holding my breath this whole time. I didn't realize. I just let out this just giant sigh, and I'm like, God, I love that idiot droid. I kind of return a little weak thumbs up, and I'm like, thank you.
You know, Skipper, TV was telling me some interesting things. And she turns me and is leading you back out of the factory. Of a being, a horror, of metal and oil.
I kind of pause for a second, and I look up at him, and I just kind of slowly narrow my eyes, and I'm like, yeah. Whatever.
He said he saw something branded across the side of this biological weapon. Property of Vesuvius. I wonder, who is this Vesuvius? And what was they creating beneath this planet? He takes you across the bridges back towards kind of the main platform area, towards one of the landing chutes, where you see his large ship kind of parked there. I am a space pilot, as you know. And of course, as a pilot, I love treasure. Credits are cool, artifacts even cooler. But you know what really tickles my fancy, Skipper?
What?
A good old-fashioned mystery. Will you join me?
I would very much like to find out what tried to kill me.
Good. Let's hop on board then and see what we can find. And he leads you onto the boarding ramp and it lowers down. The rest of his crew kind of there inside, kind of nodding to him. Oh, and by the way, that weird ship, the Mellifluous, it's getting repaired. So, when the time comes, I do believe this mystery may take a while, and we get your friends back. We'll have 2 full crews trying to find this Vesuvius. I'm excited. He makes his way into the cockpit and slumps into the pilot seat and nods over to the co-pilot seat for you.
I kind of walk up and I slowly sit in it, having never been in a pilot seat before. I kind of look up at
And he
him nervously.
He gives you a wink. I'll teach you. And he powers the ship on and begins to lift off. And with that, we will go ahead and end our little campaign for friends like these.
Oh man.
Oh.
It has been an
Oh,
honor
that was so good!
to serve with friends
good.
like these.
Oh my god!
That was awesome.
Oh.
Oh man! All right, you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. I know it was so hard to schedule this in, and this episode's coming like 3 weeks too late. But we finished it. Yeah. And maybe somewhere down the line we can figure out the next little adventure.
That'd be
Yes.
awesome.
Whatever's going on here.
Woo!
Space
All right,
Charlotte,
guys,
thank you
so
for
much
setting this
for-
up for us.
Yeah,
Dude,
of course. Thank you so much for
okay,
joining me.
Please, let's have a second campaign. That sounds awesome. I really want to know what you're going to tell me.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. The whole character arc. It's all the gears are turning in your head.
Doc gets like a new sick ass page. Like, you know how Nebula in Endgame gets
Oh
like,
yeah,
yes,
he gets a sickly
dude,
paint job and stuff. All right.
Oh,
Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for joining us on this epic Star Wars adventure. If you want to learn how to play this Star Wars system for yourself, check out our how-to series on D20 Academy's YouTube channel. For hilarious and informative journeys through storytelling and role-playing, check out our bi-weekly podcast episodes, dropping every other Tuesday. And if you're a GM looking to build your very own campaign, go to d20academy.com, where you'll find a free video taking you through the entire process. May the Force be with you.